6 people are hurt, including 2 Illinois State University students after a mass shooting near the campus in Normal. Now, a state official is speaking out, saying she's disappointed in ISU's police department for not issuing an emergency alert. In a post on Facebook, Illinois Comptroller Susana Mendoza said that she was shocked to hear there was a shooting and criticized ISU for not activating its emergency alert system, despite administrators having done so in other shooting incidents near the campus. Mendoza also said that she knows one of the victims, who is an ISU freshman, and added that parents should feel safe sending their children to college, unworried that they won't make it home one night. Normal police say that the shooting happened around 2:40 Sunday morning on Franklin Avenue. Officers found 6 people with gunshot wounds outside, 2 boys, 2 men, and 2 women. All of them are expected to be okay. ISU police say that the shooting was off campus and appears to be isolated, but no arrests have been made just yet. Because the crime happened off of campus, the Normal Police Department is leading this investigation. Before Sunday, the most recent off-campus shooting did prompt a series of alerts after a 16-year-old girl was hurt on February 14th at the flats of ISU on South Main Street. ISU Police Chief Aaron Woodruff told 25 News that his shift commander made a split-second decision not to alert the campus, or rather not to issue campus alerts for Sunday's incident, because it took at least half an hour before accurate information was available. He said that every situation is different and each incident is decided on a case-by-case basis. Normal police have not said whether they have any suspects. People with information about this shooting are asked to call NPD, and you can find those details on our website. That's 25newsnow.com.